What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is I, Randy, with RTS Mobile Gaming, bringing you another fantastic Age of Empires mobile video for you today. In today's video, it is Happy Friday to you because it's Friday, but we will be talking about the Miyamoto Infantry overall commander damage based build that we did a video on a few days ago. We have improved the build where we removed King Derek and added in Hammurabi. Okay, so we'll be taking a look at a few reports from that setup and we'll be going from there. So for those of you that don't know, the game just added, or at least for our server, the Apex Arena yesterday. So it's been out for a little bit more than a day. And what this is it's an opportunity to do a one-on-one fight against any opponent who you can find in the rankings close enough to fight, okay? So we found a few good folks who are a little bit stronger than us in some cases, or about the same power. And I'm going to use HE Nerd, shout out to Nerd, okay? He's in my group here. As an example, okay? So, in this particular fight, we are using a Hammurabi build with Herald and, a Miyamoto build with Herald and Hammurabi, and we are facing against an enemy that is using Leonidas, Edward, and this guy, okay? So, this is basically, yes, I am countering the build because I'm infantry versus pikemen, but also I think my build is a little bit more refined because it is pushing all the damage towards the commander, using both of my other heroes more as support heroes that do a little bit of damage and healing, but it's making my commander an absolute monster, okay, which we'll take a look at in a second. When we look at the actual comparison here, you can see that the hero strengths are pretty comparable. We've got the same number of stars between all three heroes. They're just slightly differently allocated here. But overall, a lot of good setups going. I have a little bit stronger skills because I'm using legendary skills here, so that may have also contributed to my effectiveness because legendary skills give higher activation. But the main star of this build is my High Spirit. I have this on all three heroes. This greatly increases the activation chance of the other skills that my heroes are using, which is a big deal. So we have an incredible high activation chance for example, Miyamoto's signature skill, Moment of Yin, which does decent damage. But what's so nice about it is it has a chance to trigger your main signature skill, okay, which is fantastic. And we are using Earth Crush, which is going to apply the rout effect. Okay, we have a few heroes applying the rout effect. We also have Hammurabi's signature skill applying the rout effect, which is great. If I had Hammurabi as the commander, his Rage Ultimate actually does bonus damage based on the enemy's rout status. And all three of these heroes, as you can see, are using High Spirit. So again, we're fighting against enemy Leonidas using a Counter-Strike setup here. So let's see how this actually played out, right? Into the details. So we can see that having this High Spirit really allowed for an incredible number of activations. It's hard to compare activations against Leonidas because his activations are based on taking damage. When he takes damage, he has a chance to deal damage back as Counter-Strike. I am just triggering a ton more skills because I have high activation on my bar. That is the difference here. You can see an incredible amount of output and also a decent amount of healing here from Herald. Okay, and again, his signature skill, his secondary skill here is activation. His signature skill is actually going to give a ton of bonus damage to my commander, to Miyamoto. So Miyamoto is going to get a bunch of bonus damage that he's going to deal with his secondary skills based on Herald's signature skill, which is why you see Miyamoto's two secondary skills here so incredibly high damage output, partly because they're getting bonuses from Herald, okay? And they're also getting bonuses from the skills that both of these heroes are using. Let's take a look at that really quick. Look at stats overall. You can see the absolute comparison. I'll do one more fight really quick for you. Let's go see if I can find somebody half decent. Just keep in mind, if I fight a whaled Mulan, Mulan, you know, is a tough cookie to kill. So I need to find somebody who's, this guy's relatively, he's a little bit below me in power. Here you go, GE, baked potato. Oh, it's a Mulan. Let's look at the lineups. Look at the lineups. That's my lineup. Where's his lineup? Well, let me see his lineup. We'll do this fight just to show you the actual setup against a counter. This guy looks like he's about 10 levels higher than me. He's got a lot more troops. So not only am I fighting my counter, I'm fighting somebody who's a little bit higher level with higher tier troops. I think he has the higher tier troops as well. So we'll take a look at how this plays out. We'll look at the report really quick just to show you what this build does under some adversity, okay, because that's always exciting, right? You don't want to just see me fighting people who are easy to kill. So this is a good adversity report to enjoy, that's for sure. Let's go ahead and look at that. Get excited. Here we go. So, yep, I did lose. This was a loss. He is 10 levels ahead of me, as I expected. That means he's got the next tier troops because I'm level main hall level 19. That means he's going to be level 20. No, he has the same tier 4 troops. I lied. So a baked potato mopped the floor with me, 10 levels up. Good job. Let's take a look at the setup overall. Get excited. So he's got almost a 4-star Mulan here with some 3 and 2 stars. So he's a little bit ahead of me in overall star power on this build, which is fine. Skills, I'm a little bit ahead of him on actual skill output. How did we actually perform in the fight? So in this particular fight, we were able to activate several of our skills and deal good damage with a little bit of healing. Unfortunately, he just had so much higher damage with Mulan as a higher level counter. Was hard to kill. Let's go see if I can find somebody who's not a counter and who I don't counter, because that's always the best. We can find another infantry tribe deal Mulan. Everyone's using Mulan. Look at how many troops this guy has, and they're tier 5s. Jesus. Okay, this is. We might fight this guy. He's a little bit stronger than us, even though we counter him. Infantry counters pikemen. Let's go ahead and see how this shakes out, because again, he is a little bit higher level, so he's got more troops than I do. This will be a decent report to show you overall the output again of Miyamoto and his skills with High Alert against a decent opponent. So a lot of death and destruction going on in the Apex arena. It's been very interesting to test these different builds. I have some other secret builds that I haven't shared yet that I will be testing soon. So get excited for that. There is a crazy martial setup that I'm looking at doing pretty soon here, and then we'll go from there. So as you can see, we are activating an incredible amount of skills over here every single turn, which is really great. I'm only seeing 1 or 2 skills from this side. I'm seeing 3 or 4 skills every turn from my side. Really fantastic. And fortunately, we were able to win this fight. It would have been embarrassing if I fought somebody, even though they're a little bit stronger than I am with their hero level. It would have been embarrassing if I fought somebody and lost as the counter unit type, that's for sure. So let's go look at this damage output. Decent looking report right there. And here we can see, okay, this is a level 85 Counter-Strike build, so he's got 10 levels on me. Still using tier 4 troops against tier 4 troops. Let's look at the comparison here. Okay, skills are pretty even. There is a purple skill mixed in here, but he has some higher level skills. Keep in mind, mine are 25s, his are 30s, and he has legendary skills on most of his units here. Overall damage output, again, let's just go right to the stat sheet here. You can see the Miyamoto setup here, pushing all the damage towards Miyamoto, has been successful. Miyamoto is the top damage, more than doubled the damage of the folks on the other side of the aisle there, and a ton of activations. Look at the number of activations. When you think about this for a second, and again, we're fighting against a Counter-Strike build that's triggering damage when it's hit. But when you think about the number of activations on all of these heroes, considering these are just vanilla skills that are triggering by themselves, it's really incredible to see this. For example, let's see. When your units fall below 50, okay, so this is just a damage mitigation. What do we have here? Another every 12 attack. Yeah, so just pure Counter-Strike setups here, guys. That's what we're looking at. But yeah, great damage, great healing from the supports. Great job pushing all the damage up to Miyamoto. Let's take a look at those couple heroes. Let's talk really quick about the stuff that they're actually doing to push the stuff in the reports, and we'll go from there. Okay? So Miyamoto, as you know, does incredible damage. He does a great job. He reduces the enemy skill damage, so he debuffs them, and he just does great damage overall. Again, with High Alert here, giving me high activation chance. I'm boosting my activation chance into the mid-30s. Okay. Hammurabi. I just got this guy the other day. He was a big upgrade over who I was using previously, which is fantastic. Okay. And he provides a lot of bonuses. Not only does he apply the High Alert and put the route debuff on the enemy here, he also increases the commander's might substantially. So both Hammurabi boost the commander's damage, which would be Miyamoto, and Herald also boosts the commander's damage through their signature skills. So both of these skills push a disgusting amount of might and damage up to Miyamoto, which is incredible. In their talents, they also give a lot of bonuses for Miyamoto. You see a lot of skills here that say bonus to commander's damage, bonus to commander basic attacks, right? Normal attacks, bonus to commander's skill damage, bonus to commander's damage, bonus to commander's skill damage. So just through these sub-tier trees as well, their hero talent skill trees, we are also getting quite a lot of additional bonus damage to commander, which is really, really incredible. Both both Herald and Hammurabi have the same skill trees here where I'm giving all of this bonus damage to the commander, which is really, really incredible. So I'm, again, just knocking it out with bonus damage for Miyamoto. And that's the whole point of this build. So the only thing I've been thinking about is potentially moving Miyamoto down and putting Hammurabi as the commander. Hammurabi would still be giving bonus to himself as the commander. He would still get this might bonus if he was the commander versus somebody else. And his ultimate does a little bit more damage than Miyamoto's, especially if the enemy is in the rout state. So this is something we've been talking about potentially doing, moving Hammurabi up into the commander spot to take advantage of his higher damage ultimates. The only reason I haven't done that is because I don't like his secondary skill. His signature skill here, while it does a little bit of damage and applies rout, which is great, it doesn't do a lot of burst damage. So I don't know if I'm going to take full advantage of the enormity of damage bonuses we would get for the commander if I had Hammurabi as commander, but we will be testing that as well coming up soon. So if you guys have enjoyed today's video, please feel free to like and subscribe. I love you guys. Long time. Randy out.